up on AgweekTV. Heat slows potato harvest in Minnesota and quality suffers.
We'll take a look at the cattle markets in western South Dakota.
Food professionals from around the country get a taste of North Dakota soybeans.
And eminent domain is a concern in the upper Midwest. An FFA chapter is learning more about the issue and teaching others. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Emily Beal. Cattle markets have rebounded over the past couple of months and are seeing good prices going into this fall. Kennedy Tesh takes us to Phillip Livestock Auction for a closer look.
We're kind of thinking in our mind that these calves can be worth anywhere from $20 to $35 a hundredweight more than last year.
Cow herd numbers are the lowest they have been in 73 years, and prices are just shy of record highs. There are some reasons prices haven't surpassed the record.
We are making these cattle so much bigger than before. That's making up for a lot of the tonnage that we've lost through head count. So our average dressed steer carcass weight is 30 pounds heavier than it was just a year ago. That makes up a lot of meat.
Sellers are impressed with the strong prices cattle are bringing.
I think everyone understands we've dealt with quite a bit of inflation this year and higher interest rates, so anytime we can get a little uptick in the market, it sure helps our bottom line.
The dry conditions and fires in the western half of the region will play a role in the strong cattle market.
I think that market will be very strong because cow numbers are record low levels and people got to have the producing cow before they can sell a calf. So I'm really thinking the breeding cattle market's going to be very strong. And we expect this feeder market to stay strong.
I think we're going into the fall run right now with a head of steam. People are aggressive buying these feeder cattle. Feed is relatively cheap, and I think we've got a big corn crop here that we're in the middle of harvesting, so things are looking pretty good.
Producers expect to continue to see the market fluctuate.
It's always hard to guess what the market's going to do, but anything that goes up must come down, and if it goes down, it must go up at some point too. So just kind of the nature of the beast.
In Phillips, South Dakota, this is Kennedy Tesh for AgWeek.
Herd health is important to buyers. Producers should be vaccinating their calves in the spring and fall to ensure a good reputation for repeat buyers. Producers in western South Dakota are enjoying good weather as they prepare their cattle for winter. Chris Grubel runs around 1,000 head of cattle near Sturgis. He also farms corn, oats, and wheat. He weans in groups over a couple of weeks. He did 110 head of heifer calves earlier this month. This is the normal time of year for them, but they did wean their bull calves earlier because of the dry weather earlier this summer.
We weaned the bull calves a couple weeks early because it was real dry this summer. And then towards the end of August, we had 4 inches of rain in a 2-week period, and the grass just took off and grew again. And
in Spearfish, South Dakota, Devin Steffens is preparing to wean his calves towards the end of October. They typically sell a load of calves through video auction.
So typically the day that we make delivery on the calves we've sold on the video, we'll wean the rest of the calves. Calves that are sold private treaty typically try and deliver on the same day. And
Stefan says it was a good year for grass and corn, which made for great grazing and feeding. Eminent domain is a hot topic across the Midwest this year. One FFA Ag Issues team has made it their mission to learn more about the pros and cons of the issue. Ariana Schumacher introduces us to the team in this week's Ag Week cover story.
Eminent domain has become a popular topic here in Beersford, South Dakota, and it's one that has taken their FFA Ag Issues team to a national level.
Right now with our water tower, the water tower came through and it took out like a bunch of farmland. I know a few people that got through it, and it was not fun at all.
Eminent domain is the power of the government to take private land for public use. Issues like the CO2 pipeline and the Veterans Parkway project have sparked the team's interest in this topic. Ag Issues is a contest that falls under the FFA's leadership development events.
You get together with a group of 7 or 8 people and you find an issue that is going on in the agriculture community right now that is affecting farmers and everyone, and you make a skit based on the pros and the cons of the issue.
Each student is assigned a different role in the skit. Mockler plays the CO2 pipeline manager, even though in real life she doesn't agree with that stance.
I'm on the con side in reality, but in the skit I'm on the pro side, and that really helped me see things from a different perspective.
Kayla Jensen plays a homeowner affected by eminent domain. She used news articles from local homeowners to create her argument.
That was the news article from Veterans Parkway that the homeowners were actually talking about then. That was one of the homeowners' facts, and you could just see that the lines were just going to go, straight into their house if something were to happen.
Getting to take a deep dive into eminent domain has helped the students understand the severity of the situation.
I feel like it's really opened my eyes to what these certain topics in the agricultural world. I feel like it's really good to know that, for my age, to know that kind of stuff.
In Beersford, South Dakota, this is Ariana Schumacher for AgWeek.
You can read more in the next AgWeek magazine or at agweek.com. Up next on AgweekTV, hot weather slows potato harvest for some growers.
Introducing the all-new Vatterstadt Tempo K24, designed and built in the U.S. It combines capacity with superior precision, even at very high speeds. With PowerShoot technology that uses positive air pressure to take full control of the seed from the meter all the way down to the soil, using no belts, motors, or brushes. Start your journey to outstanding emergence. Pre-order your Tempo K today.
Hi, Bill Kelsey here, Geringhoff Territory Manager, covering northern Minnesota and the Dakotas. At Geringhoff, we offer a full line of the best harvest headers and residue management systems on the market.
Contact me today to discuss your farm's needs. From there, I'll connect you with an authorized Geringhoff dealer.
People's Company and Steve Dalen Farmland Sales eXp Realty are excited to auction more than 600 beautiful acres of Clay County, Minnesota farmland. The land will be sold as 4 tracts, each featuring loamy soil and high productivity, excellent for growing small grains, corn, soybeans, and sugar beets. The auction will take place at 10 a.m. Wednesday, October 23rd at the Courtyard by Marriott in Moorhead. For more information or to register and bid online, visit peoplescompany.com. That's peoplescompany.com.
Are Peterson Farm Seed Reps real-life seed heroes? Well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm Seed Reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
There's no easy button. No guarantees or promises of a good year. This is farming. It's unpredictable and demanding, with long days and sometimes stressful nights. It's weathering the storms and coming out successful. Farming isn't for everyone. We thank those who make it their life, because it is for everyone.
Hot potatoes are slowing the harvest for some growers. Michael Johnson visited RDO Farms in central Minnesota, where they've had a challenging year.
2024 was a challenging year.
First, it was too much rain. Now 2024 will go down as the first year where heat is slowing the harvest. RDO Regional Farm Manager Charlie Walkland says when potato harvest starts across RD Offutt's potato fields in central Minnesota, it's usually a sprint of long days to get the crop dug and stored by the first week of October.
First time in our history, we never had a full, complete day of harvest in the whole month of September. So, we were down for heat pretty much every day, and it made it challenging. It really drug out our harvest.
Walkland says the heavy rains and limited sun early in the season kept the size down. He calls it an average crop.
The excessive rainfall, limited sun, the bulking, the heat we got was at the end of the year. We just didn't see enough earlier in the year to get the size and the and the better yields we were hoping for.
One bright spot is that their water use for irrigation was way down this year. And now Walkland says the challenge will be keeping the potatoes cool enough in storage to prevent spoilage. In Royalton, Minnesota, this is Michael Johnson for AgWeek.
RDO grows more than 50,000 acres of potatoes in 7 states. Having the proper combine header can greatly increase a farmer's profitability during harvest time. I traveled to Drayton, North Dakota and met with Hamilton Systems to learn more about what sets their Fantini corn and sunflower headers apart.
About 10 years ago, we became a dealer for the Fantini line. They make corn and sunflower heads in Italy.
Mark Hatloy is one of the original founding members of Hamilton Systems. Hamilton Systems began selling equipment in the 90s, but the company recently acquired the Italian company Fantini.
A few years after that, we actually purchased a factory in Italy, and it's been going incredibly well.
All our heads, new heads, come with a 4-year warranty on the gearboxes, drive lines, so it's a leading industry 4-year warranty on there.
Lance Eide works in the sales and parts division of Hamilton Systems. He believes their corn headers' ability to harvest down corn sets them apart.
With our headers, we have our chopper that's right on the row unit, so it takes less horsepower to run it. With our competitors, they have another drive line and gearbox where their chopper sits farther forward, which it takes more horsepower to run it. By having it this way, you could get closer to the ground. So if you have down corn, you're able to get closer to the ground and pick it up.
We offer our sunflower headers in a belted version like you see here, which is good for sorghum and sunflowers.
Tyler Zilverberg works in the sales and service division of Hamilton Systems. He says their sunflower header is attractive to farmers for a variety of reasons.
So what makes our sunflower heads great is our gathering system and our pans. We virtually have zero loss with our headers. It's very low. It works very well in downed sunflowers. You can run the head virtually flat and very low to the ground, so if you do have a field that gets blown over, this is going to pick those sunflowers right up, stand them up, and bring them right into the head.
Both headers easily adapt to any combine and are known for their ease of use and minimal maintenance. Hamilton Systems does provide service when farmers run into an issue with their equipment, and they keep a full warehouse of parts on site to ensure they can fix whatever comes their way.
All our heads are built to spec, so they're built to last.
For more information about Hamilton Systems, please contact the number or visit the website listed on your screen.
Ahead on AgweekTV, chefs, dietitians, and influencers get a close-up look at North Dakota soybeans.
For home delivery of AgWeek, log on to agweek.com or call 800-811-2580.
Storage Pros and MnDAC Containers are your premier suppliers of shipping containers, servicing all of North Dakota and Minnesota. From 10 to 53 feet, new and used units, we have your storage solution. Pick up your unit or have it delivered. Call Mike or Jake today.
Whether you are a farmer moving a single piece, a contractor updating your fleet, or a large dealer needing to liquidate assets, Dagger Machinery will come to you and handle every step of the process.
We offer the full lineup of brand products. Big ones are going to be your conveyors, your land rollers, grain carts, high-speed discs. Those are going to be the very popular ones that we see out in the countryside and we like to have on hand here at all times.
Brant does a really good job of supporting the products and providing the parts on time and when you need them. For a full line of Brant products, give us a call at 701-361-4790 or visit our website at northstar-ag.com.
Add more bushels to your hopper and money to your pocket by harnessing the power of air with Crary Wind Systems. Whether your beans are chest high or barely off the ground, Crary offers two solutions that add a constant stream of high-velocity air to quickly feed crop back to the auger. eliminating bunching, reducing shatter loss, and increasing your ground speed. Don't let crop conditions dictate your yield. Check out the Crary Air Reel or Crary Wind System today.
Introducing the all-new Vaterstad Tempo K24, designed and built in the U.S. It combines capacity with superior precision, even at very high speeds. With PowerShoot technology that uses positive air pressure to take full control of the seed from the meter all the way down to the soil, using no belts, motors, or brushes. Start your journey to outstanding emergence. Pre-order your Tempo K today.
You got salty soils? We can help. Let's talk. AgWeek Weather is sponsored by Bremer Bank. Connect with a banker today at bremer.com.
How will the weather fare as we head into the heart of October? Here's John with our AgriWeather Outlook.
This 2-week general outlook actually takes us through the rest of October and into the start of the month of November, so you would notice the weather trending cooler. We lose a lot of daylight this time of year. But although it will be cooling down, it does not look like it will be getting particularly cold. No real cold air intrusions. We might have a cold night or a cold day in there, but nothing that really suggests a pattern change from what has been a mild and mostly dry fall season across much of the northern plains and upper Midwest. There will be some increases in rainfall in the eastern Corn Belt. I'll show you that in just a bit. Jet stream primarily in a fairly northern position. There is a little bit of a bulge around the Rockies, and that low pressure trough will move to the east, but it's fairly weak winds. It's not going to produce a lot of cooling. We'll keep the weather fairly warm. A lot of days in this orange, at least in the 70s, and perhaps even touching on 80 degrees in some spots, with colder weather locked up in Canada, where the jet stream is fairly flat west to east across the country. Later in the week, I do expect to see some ridging. That's going to reduce the cool weather in the Rockies. That's happening as a large low pressure trough begins to build out across the Gulf of Alaska, down into the northern and central part of the eastern Pacific Ocean. That'll play a role in the weather by next week. In the meantime, another round of hot weather with temperatures approaching and in some cases exceeding 90 degrees down in the southern states, as their cool down from the last week is going to be replaced by much warmer weather. Jet stream by the weekend, you'll find a little bit of a split flow. That is one that usually is not that strong, so the pattern looks generally fairly dry, warm throughout the Great Plains, generally cold, as in near average cold across much of Canada. We're just not seeing that working south very much at all. Now, as we get into the second week of the forecast, this split flow pattern across the United States is going to begin to fade. There will be a bit of a split out along the eastern part of the country, which will eventually shift out into the Maritimes. And as that happens, we're watching a trough probably starting to dig down into the Pacific Northwest. This will bring weather cold enough for significant snow into the northern Rockies. And if this drops south, could bring a blast of cold weather sometime in early November. Although the weather pattern's been setting up for most of this fall, even that would likely be relatively fleeting. Precipitation for this week, most of the U.S. dry. There will be some rain in the Pacific Northwest. That'll diminish as it moves out into Canada. Probably some snow in the colder weather to the north of that. The second week, a few showers around the Great Lakes, but most of the nation will remain fairly dry.
Our Peterson Farm seed reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed. We're that kind of seed company.
There's no easy button, no guarantees, or promises of a good year. This is farming. It's unpredictable and demanding, with long days and sometimes stressful nights. It's weathering the storms, and coming out successful. Farming isn't for everyone. We thank those who make it their life, because it is for everyone.
People's Company and Steve Dalen Farmland Sales eXp Realty are excited to auction more than 600 beautiful acres of Clay County, Minnesota farmland. The land will be sold as 4 tracts, each featuring loamy soil and high productivity, excellent for growing small grains, corn, soybeans, and sugar beets. The auction will take place at 10 a.m. Wednesday, October 23rd at the Courtyard by Marriott in Moorhead. For more information or to register and bid online, visit peoplescompany.com. That's peoplescompany.com.
Hi, Bill Kelsey here, Geringhoff Territory Manager, covering northern Minnesota and the Dakotas. At Geringhoff, we offer a full line of the best harvest headers and residue management systems on the market.
Contact me today to discuss your farm's needs. From there, I'll connect you with an authorized Geringhoff dealer.
Integrity, excellence, teamwork. At Titan Machinery, we take care of our team. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make in excess of 6 figures. Service techs, come grow with a company that invests in you. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, free single healthcare, and a generous tool allowance. Plus, we'll provide all of your uniform and safety gear. Apply today at titanmachinery.com/careers.
AgweekTV Soy Insight, brought to you by the North Dakota Soybean Council.
Food influencers, chefs, and dietitians from around the state and country came together in the region to get a first-hand look at where soy comes from and lots of ways to cook with it as an ingredient. As Rose Dunn reports in this month's Soy Insight, they're anxious to share their new soy knowledge with their audience.
Would you like to come and learn about soy?
For Maya Feller, the answer was an enthusiastic yes. She's a dietitian and nationally recognized nutrition expert from New York.
I'd never been to North Dakota.
And she's one of the food and health influencers, writers, and chefs the North Dakota Soybean Council invited to learn about soybeans and discover how to easily incorporate soy ingredients into recipes. She loves to share health information on her regular segments on Good Morning America and on her podcast.
The opportunity to visit farms and also get some real research and kind of cutting edge information around nutrition outside of an urban center like New York made it a no-brainer.
The group is getting ideas about cooking with soy and learning how healthy it is.
And so learning about soy foods and meeting with the farmers, seeing the processing, that's what brought me here.
Jim Thompson hosted the group on his family farm near Page, North Dakota, providing combine rides and facts about soybean production and family farming. Linda Funk, the executive director of the Soy Foods Council, says this program is a great way to help food, nutrition, and culinary experts understand where their food comes from and, in turn, help educate the public and clients.
Seeing is believing. Tasting is believing. It's really good to show people what farmers do and why they do what they do, and then how important it is for consumers.
The 2-day program also included a visit to the North Dakota State College of Science in Wahpeton. Participants visited the Culinary Arts program for some hands-on lessons in cooking with soy. Mark Messina is the Director of Nutrition Science for the Soy Nutrition Institute. He shared with the group the latest findings on the health benefits of soy.
Not only the health benefits and nutritional value of soy foods, but how to incorporate these foods into recipes and into diets, I think is really important.
This is Rose Dunn for AgWeek.
The North Dakota Soybean Council is proud to support the education and promotion of soy as a nutritious ingredient among culinary students, dietitians, nutritionists, and chefs. This initiative aims to enhance awareness of soy's health benefits and its versatility in cooking, encouraging its incorporation into diverse diets. For more information, visit ndsoybean.org. Still ahead on AgweekTV, a community farm gets a helping hand with composting.
Storage Pros and MinDAC Containers are your premier suppliers of shipping containers, servicing all of North Dakota and Minnesota. From 10 to 53 feet, new and used units, we have your storage solution. Pick up your unit or have it delivered. Call Mike or Jake today.
We started with a raw piece of ground out here, and we put in bins, and then we started coming in with the leg and dryer system and threw in a pit. The process with working with them has been very simple. It was a one-stop shop. Go there. We came up with a plan together, and they have been executing it flawlessly. Hi, I'm Brian Hoffman, and I highly recommend using Advanced Grain out of Mayville, North Dakota.
Add more bushels to your hopper and money to your pocket by harnessing the power of air with Crary Wind Systems. Whether your beans are chest high or barely off the ground, Crary offers two solutions that add a constant stream of high-velocity air to quickly feed crop back to the auger, eliminating bunching, reducing shatter loss, and increasing your ground speed. Don't let crop conditions dictate your yield. Check out the Crary Air Reel or Crary Wind System today.
Whether you are a farmer moving a single piece, a contractor updating your fleet, or a large dealer needing to liquidate assets, Dagger Machinery will come to you and handle every step of the process.
When it comes to grain storage and handling solutions, one call does it all. Gateway Building Systems is one of the largest Brock bin dealers in the U.S. Our expert team is dedicated to creating a customized plan for your future success. Expanding your operation has never been easier with our range of Brock solid bins, grain dryers, conveyors, and more. As your trusted partner, we are committed to serving the needs of farmers. Take the first step toward success and call Gateway Building Systems today.
Storage Pros and MinDAC Containers are your premier suppliers of shipping containers, servicing all of North Dakota and Minnesota. From 10 to 53 feet, new and used units, we have your storage solution. Pick up your unit or have it delivered. Call Mike or Jake today.
Volunteers turned out in force to help make compost for a community farm in Rochester, Minnesota. The village is used by immigrant farmers to grow food for their own families and to sell. The farm got a grant to put in the compost system, which should provide nutrient-rich soil next spring.
That's the way that we can recycle nutrients back into the soil more naturally, so we have to rely less on chemical inputs and use kind of the nutrients that came from plants anyways.
Besides helping the farm, volunteers got to learn about composting for their own gardens. The group also got a grant to build a high tunnel. Stories you'll only see on AgWeek.com and in AgWeek magazine this week. Minnesota Travis Ginger has won another major competition for a giant pumpkin. And Riverview Dairy has a good reputation in Gary, Minnesota, but neighbors near its planned dairy in southeast North Dakota are worried about their water. We appreciate you watching AgWeek TV. Remember to check us out daily on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to keep up on all your ag news. Have a wonderful week, everyone.